Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It is George Springer in the top spot. He'll be followed by Marwin Gonzalez and Jose Altuve, league's leading hitter. Carlos Correa, Luis Valbuena, and Colby Rasmus follow. And the bottom three, Evan Gattis, A.J. Reed, and Jason Castro.
Daniel Mengden going for the Oakland A's. Right-hander, ex-Astros farmhand. Got the Raleigh Fingers mustache. He's got a funky delivery, creates deception. But he's also commented to the fact that it's given him a couple extra miles an hour on that fastball, too.
So Mengden set to work. And that unusual delivery, we'll see it throughout Mengden's time on the hill this afternoon. He falls behind. George Springer launched one last night. Almost straight away center field. Swung the bat very well in his final three at bats on the evening. Fastball at 93 fouled back. You see the big swing from George. 65 degrees at game time. It's been very pleasant here in Oakland. Cool in the evenings. That California state flag just barely moving around. Off speed, hit in the air. Not deep into left center field. Smolinski out there today, and he'll make the catch, first out of the ball game. Crowd about the same as the first couple of ball games that we've seen. It is the third and final game of this set. Astros head back home tomorrow, an off day. And then they kick up a three-game series with the Angels over the weekend. That kicks off Friday night. Lance McCullers going to the mound against Matt Shoemaker. Daniel Mengden brings the fastball. 0-1 on Marwin, hitting .255, 8 home runs. Couple on this trip. Of course, the Astros have taken it on the chin the last couple of nights here in Oakland. Marwin shows bunt. Ball and a strike. With the two losses, the Astros now 50 and 44 overall. Still 4.5 back of Texas. Seattle 7.5 back. And the Angels and these Oakland A's starting to gain some ground there. 12.5 back. There is a bunt, first base side. Can Marwin win the race? And he does easily, as Alonso at first base somehow just launched one up and over Mengden.
Opted for the glove flip right there and just proceeded, like you said, launch it straight up in the air. Pretty good bunt by Marwin, though. Job here is to get it towards that second baseman and force some action. The first baseman yonder comes over and just flips it high into the air.
Not sure ideal pitch to bunt either, and yet good bunt from Marwin Gonzalez. He's aboard. It's a base hit. And the first of the afternoon. A.J. Hinch.
That knocked the wind out of him.
Yeah, you wonder. Hinch out there to talk things over with Marwin with that smile. I wonder if A.J. said, "You want to come out?"
No, I guarantee you, in knowing A.J., he went out there and said, "Don't ever dive into first base again, please."
Yeah, I wonder if there might be some early game humor right there. You know, Marwin wants to stay in, and that's the way he's been playing. Guy who is just bound and determined to stay in the ball games. Brings up Jose Altuve through the left side. Altuve on one pitch has his first hit of the ball game. He had 4 last night. He came into that bat hitting a major league high, .354, 15 homers and 54 ribbies, and the numbers just keep going upward. That's .356 now for Jose.
Ho hum, just another hit. A little bit of a seeing eye ground ball into left field, but a hit nonetheless.
He's hit safely in 19 consecutive road games. He has reached in 35 consecutive road games. Came in hitting .417 on the road, and now it's Carlos Correa, Astros cleanup man, leading the team with his 59 RBIs. Stephen Vogt, the catcher, comes out to the mound. He'll chat things over with Mingden.
There's a lot of movement from Stephen Vogt. That wasn't a bad pitch, but a lot of body movement. I wonder if that threw the umpire off a little bit or if Stephen Vogt got crossed up.
Usually when you see the catcher go out on a good pitch like that, probably involves maybe a cross up. See that tapping of the chest protector in the leg, probably letting the pitcher know exactly what the signs are. Well spotted heater at 92. Carlos Correa quietly taking on the first strike anyway. 1 for 3 last night with a walk, a stolen base, sac fly as he drove in his 59th. 4 of his 6 hits on the current road trip have been for doubles. Two balls and a strike. Carlos Correa ranking 2nd in the American League in RBIs over his last 24 games. He's driven in 26 in that span. And he's also hit 5 home runs in that span. 3-1 the count.
Good time to hit. Base runners on. Hitters count.
Correa has been the cleanup man in 28 of the last 29 games. 27 ribbies coming as a cleanup man. So he has slotted in very well, hitting 4th for the Astros. And takes ball 4. That'll load him up. A couple of base hits, Marwin and Altuve. And now the walk to Correa. Loaded up for Valbuena.
Mangden faced the Astros back on July 8th, got roughed up, went 4 2/3 innings, giving up 6 earned runs.
Started the game extremely well. Valbuena, 12 home runs on his season, 38 ribbies. And a chance to get the Astros going here in the first inning. Last night the Astros led it 3-0 going into the bottom of the 7th inning. And it started to come apart. The A's tied the game in the 9th and won it on a little infield single. Josh Reddick just slapped one the other way to the right of shortstop Correa as that winning run scored. 2-0 the count. Mingden struggling with the strike zone. Stephen Vogt heads out to the mound once again. Saw Josh Reddick out there in right field. It wasn't probably the prettiest hit of his career, but came up big for his teammates. And it was Coco Crisp who thought he had won the game with a home run off the wall in right field. But it was off the wall, and that was the difference maker. Crisp jogging toward third base, got tagged out. Ground ball right side. They will get an out at second base. That's all they'll get. Fielder's choice. And that enables Marwin Gonzalez to score the game's first run. 1-0 Houston. RBI Valbuena, number 39.
Run on the board. Trying to sneak it through that 4.5 hole on the right side. Yonder Alonso did a good job backhanding that. Might have had a chance to turn it, but with that little bit of a bobble, just getting that lead out. Good start.
I'll bring up Colby Rasmus, 0 for his last 16 now. So trying to break out. Altuve at third base. It's Valbuena at first. Daniel Mingden having his struggles here in the first inning. And that fastball thrown right by.
Yeah,
Colby's
going through it right now. He is struggling.
Picked up an assist from the outfield last night. A great throw to the plate to get Marcus Semien. Just his 4th game now since the All-Star break. Fly ball deep down the left field side, moving toward the corner, Davis, and he'll make the catch, crossing onto the warning track. That'll do it for the Astros in the first inning. They get a run on a couple of hits and a walk as they leave a pair. 1-0 Houston. Academy Sports and Outdoors donating $100 for each Astros home run and $200 for each Correa dinger. That's to Houston Children's Charity. And by Southwest Airlines, transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. Looks like a pretty nice place to be right about now.
It's an iconic picture, just the fog rolling in over the San Francisco Hills over there.
Pretty nice, and nice right here at the Coliseum.
Yeah, then there's Mount Davis.
It's a beautiful sight.
Oof.
Highest point in the Oakland area.
Majestic.
Coco Crisp will stand in. Wondered if he would get a start here today, but did tie the game, enabled the A's to win it in the 10th inning. But what a blunder as he ran the bases. Does have 7 home runs on his year. Doug Fister brings the strike. Fister not a hard thrower, but he has been quite successful. Falls behind, 2 balls and a strike. It'll be Crisp, Semien, and Reddick here in the first inning. Hit to center field routine for Colby Rasmus, getting a start where he used to play and loves to play. That starting lineup for the Oakland A's. You saw Coco Crisp, Marcus Semien coming to the plate, Josh Reddick batting in the 3rd spot. Cleanup man Chris Davis, Stephen Vogt, the all-star for the A's, and Yonder Alonso in the bottom 3, Ryan Healy, Jake Smolinski, and Arismendi Alcantara.
Doug Fister on the season, 19th start. Got good numbers against Oakland.
Gets right out in front on Marcus Semien. And running fastball, not overly hard in terms of velocity, but getting right in on the hands of Semien. 20 dingers for Marcus, 48 RBIs. A year ago, committing errors at shortstop. Big issue for this youngster. This year he's been very good, and yet a couple of errors here in the series. In Fister's last start, picked up his 9th win of the year. That part of a 7-3 victory at Seattle. Went just 5 innings in that one. Strike 3 called. Semien caught looking for a strikeout for Fister.
Good sinker coming back from Doug Fister. Give up on him when you see it out off that edge. He's got such good movement, able to bring it back, get that punch out.
Saw from the numbers, Fister has had a good deal of success against the American League West. Starts out with a strike on Reddick. Hitting .298, 6 dingers, 23 RBIs. That 23rd came, as we mentioned, on the little ground ball slapped on the left side last night. Carlos Correa may have had a chance at the plate, but on the run his throw was offline.
It's a veteran move by third base coach Ron Washington to just go ahead and wave the runner home, knowing that the Astros were in a shift. The momentum of that play was taking Correa into left field. The only option I think Carlos would have had, other than what he did, was actually planting his feet and try and make a good strong throw to home.
Slider rammed into right center field. Springer digging and able to knock it down. That won't stop Reddick from getting into second base. 2-out double. That'll bring up the cleanup man, Chris Davis.
There's a real shocker.
2-out hits.
My gosh, this whole series for the Houston Astros, they have been unable to get that quick 1-2-3 inning. Athletics continue to put good at bats together with 2 outs. Tough slider down and away, but you got to give credit to Josh Reddick going down out there, getting it, barreling it up, finding himself into scoring position with 2 outs.
All-out effort by George Springer. Of course, it's what the Astros always get from their right fielder. Chris Davis stands in, 23 dingers. That leads the A's, 61 RBIs. Strike on the outside edge. Davis not huge in stature, but he'll let you know about his power when he swings the bat. In the air, shallow down the right field line. Coming on Springer just before he crosses the line, makes the catch. That'll do it. 2-out double by Reddick. He's stranded as Fister gets through the first.
Second, 1-0 Astros lead things here. In our Chevy Stroh poll today, we want you to get on our Twitter and we want you to vote for this question. Which Astros promotion are you looking forward to this weekend? Is it the Astros Fedora giveaway, the Friday night fireworks, or the Gaddis Gnome? The Angels come to town. Lance McCullers starts things off for them Friday night. Guys, I'm sure you have it right in front of you. The Astros sticking with the rotation the way that it is, even with the off day. So McCullers, McHugh, and Fires for the Angels.
Thanks, Julia. And yeah, I imagine the pitchers are going to be given as many days off as they possibly can get here on out for the rest of the schedule. Lance McCullers, you see. Last night, Dallas Keuchel pitched well into the 7th inning, despite maybe not being as sharp as we've seen him at times. Daniel Mingden, that unusual windup. It's driven to center field into right center now. Back up against the wall. Smolinski able to make that play. And Evan Gattis comes up just shy of driving one out of here.
Darn it. Thought we were going to see Evan Gattis get off to the races. Get another triple. Ball hit pretty good. He likes that elevated heat. Just not enough here on this day game in Oakland.
And a chat with guys on the bench. A.J. Reed will stand in.
Fire's telling him if he had grown his beard out a little bit more, he might have gotten it.
Don't challenge him, because we know he can do it. Reed started Monday's game as the DH.
Either that or Gattis is going, man, I got jammed and hit it 399 feet.
I like that as a possibility. Good changeup. And Mingden spots that changeup quite well.
It's a good gnome face.
I've got a spot all readied up on my lawn. How about you?
Oh, believe it.
Gotta have a lawn gnome, don't you?
Not just any lawn gnome. An Evan Gattis.
There you go.
Lawn gnome.
A.J. Reed has fouled off a lot of pitches that look like are right there where he should handle. Daniel Mingden with one out here in the 2nd inning. Spots it on the outside edge. And Reed caught looking.
Off speed early, fastballs late. This one paints the outside edge. Or not. It's a good look at it off the plate on our MD Anderson strike zone. Man,
it's a vicinity punch out. First strikeout for Mingden. What do you say when you're a rookie coming back to the bench? The pitch was outside. Yeah, everybody's going to rally to your defense at that point, right?
Yeah, you're going to hear the phrase "wear it" a couple times.
Yeah. Put together a couple of big years, and then we'll listen. Just the 2nd inning. One nothing Astros. Marwin Gonzalez scoring the game's only run. 2-0 on Jason Castro. Local product, and he loves coming out here to play. Had a 2-for-4 game Monday night. Numbers have not been big, but he has come on considerably after a rough start on the year. Over the last 53 games, Jason has hit .244, 12 doubles, 6 dingers, driving in 19. He's also walked 31 times, and that's something he's done well among major league catchers. In fact, he leads all major league catchers in walks at this point, 34 of them. And that's helped him in the on-base percentage category. 3rd among American League catchers there. 3-2 the count. Shift on for Jason. They did not use the shift on him Monday night. He hit a couple of ground balls through the right side. And he draws another one of those walks. So he will continue to lead major league catchers in that category. 2 out free pass back to the top with George Springer.
Now batting, number 4, George Springer.
George flied to center in the 1st inning. Batting average at .254 for George. That home run for Springer last night, number 21 on the year, that leads the Astros. And a new career high for George. Two balls and no strikes. George has hit 20, 16, and now 21 respectively over his first 3 years in the major leagues in terms of home runs. Good rip on the 2-0. The 20 home runs back in 2014 for Springer in far less at bats than he's had this year. But he has become a much more well-rounded hitter. Goes through, it's 2-2. In fact, in that 2014 season, George struck out 114 times in just 78 games.
So what?
Well, and that's kind of the nature of the game today,
yeah,
right?
That's the attitude has definitely changed about the strikeout. As long as you're going to put up some productive numbers, go ahead and take your chances swinging. And I think the biggest thing too is guys are taking more pitches early, and then when they get to 2 strike counts, nobody's really shortening up anymore, trying to just put the ball in play. They're still trying to let it rip.
You know, to your point, in that 14 season, 78 games, George had 51 ribbies. That's just too shy of where he is now.
Yeah. Getting the majority of the time out of the leadoff spot now.
Runner goes at first, ball hit in the air to right field, and deep. Reddick going back. He's watching as it clanks off the wall. Coming around third, Castro to the plate. He will score. 2-out double, driving in a run, George Springer. And the Astros add to the lead. It's now 2-0.
Nicely done. That's the beauty of George Springer too. He doesn't have to create tremendous amount of bat speed or strength in his swing. He has the natural ability to drive the ball all over the ballpark.
How many guys can take that pitch and hit it there?
Very few, and the ones that do are pretty special. And with 2 outs, it's a luxury having Jason Castro on the run immediately with the swing. Scores.
So 2-0 Houston here in the second inning. Brings up Marwin Gonzalez.
Astros trying to create some of their own 2-out lightning.
Well, the Houston Astros certainly could utilize a win here today, taking 1 out of 3 if they're able to do so. There's that changeup again. A ball and a strike on Marwin Gonzalez.
Well, a win today would salvage their road trip at a split.
Yep.
Which would be great.
Which is not bad. They've had a couple of chances here on the road trip to get to 500 overall while playing away from home. They're 22-25 now. But you would take a couple of games under going back home. Angels and Yankees coming in starting Friday night. They will not come in together. In case you're seeking that opportunity, it'll be the Angels over the weekend.
Oh, they're not having a round robin tournament here?
You know, it happens on occasion, college ball, but not so often around the major leagues. The Brain Trust wearing the shades here this afternoon. Marwin had a bunt single in the first inning and scored that first run of the game.
Marwin spending a lot of time in the dirt today.
Clubhouse guys are going to be very pleased.
Are you kidding me? They just put that into a trunk and pack it up, put it on a plane, let it fester on the bottom of the bird, until I get back to Houston and then try and wash it out.
So it's those guys, those clubhouse guys, that'll be hanging around the ballpark somewhere around midnight tonight.
You gonna get in that late? Oh yeah, you gained the 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, it's surprising you play at 12:35 on the West Coast.
I don't know how you do it, Ash.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, isn't it?
I got to wait for a 45-minute flight home.
Rollie Fingers never had problems with it. Yeah, you enjoy that flight and your upcoming week, I guess, huh? Of course, knowing your schedule now after watching you here today, I'm not sure you'll have a moment to breathe.
A little more popular up here. Not as popular as that mustache.
You know, that plays well in Oakland, I would think.
You were a master of the mustache. Did you ever choose the option to curl it up like that?
No.
You just kept that thick caterpillar across the top lip?
Yeah. Rollie Fingers had the patent on that one.
Wait a minute.
Is that Rollie?
Oh.
And he's still featuring.
An imposter.
No, okay, yes. That's just wrong.
Oh, he's sipping on some of Granddaddy's cough medicine.
You're going to get some of that stuff in your eyes. 3-2 pitch. Taken low. Marwin coaxes the walk. That'll put runners at first and second. Let's take a look at some league leaders.
Houston Methodist is going to bring us those league leaders. Highest average in a single season in Houston Astros franchise history. Of course, Jeff Bagwell, that epic 1994 season, was halted by a strike, and also Jeff got hit by a pitch, broke that hand. It would have been nice to see that season play out with Jeff healthy and Major League Baseball being healthy. But I'm thoroughly impressed to see Operation Shutdown on that list.
Derek Bell, he's talking about, yeah.
Love that guy.
Where'd that name come from?
I think he was playing for a team and wasn't going to make it out of spring training, and he wasn't too happy about it and said he was going to go into Operation Shutdown.
You know, he had a really good career while it lasted, but it did shut down at some point.
I had the switch flipped on me. They put me into Operation Shutdown.
Yeah, that happens to a lot of us. I don't know that you were banned from a bus on a road trip as some of us might have been, but
what happened?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
I actually, all I did was come out of my car in the parking lot at the Astrodome, and I started trying to dodge the clubhouse guy. There was a little
The clubhouse guy came to get you?
serpentining going on in the parking lot, and at that point I realized it may not be a good message coming my way.
I love the fact that you tried to evade him.
No, I did. Yeah,
but he was up to the task.
And as I saw him kind of matching my every move, it was, you know, probably not going to need my suitcase on this trip.
Put a good shoulder fake on him.
I was all over the place.
I'd pay a lot of money to see the security footage of you trying to avoid. Was it Dennis Laborio?
Dennis Laborio, but he was all over me. He had every needed move. That's for sure. Yeah.
Is there an incentive bonus for the clubhouse guy to go get somebody to release him?
Altuve, a hot shot off the leg of Mingden. That'll be an infield single. Second hit of the day. Altuve just keeps on raking. That's 6 now, starting from last night. I want to tell you that batting average is on the move, and it's all upward. Altuve hitting .358 with this knock.
Yeah, and it looked like Mingden tried to go for the skate save and ricocheted to where nobody was. But again, Jose Altuve, all he has to do is just make contact, just touch it.
What are you talking about? There are some guys at some times, all they have to do is swing the bat. And that's what it appears like right now for the leader in the major leagues, Jose Altuve.
Didn't Brian McTaggart, the beat writer on MLB.com for the Houston Astros, put out something and said in the last 29 games, I think Altuve's hitting .500? Something ridiculous like that.
You know, I didn't see that figure, but would it surprise you?
No. In road games, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, his last 29 road games hitting .500.
Yeah, we threw out that number that overall on the season on the road this year is hitting .417 coming in, and he's pushing that one upward. 0-1 the count on Correa. Bases juiced here in the second inning. And this is one of those golden opportunities that comes early in a ball game.
How precious would it be for for the Astros to get a big hit right here and just start piling up some big numbers. As far as runs are concerned, they could use a comfortable lead here at the.
What do you want to call it?
The Coliseum. I don't know. We got to pick
Can't
something.
call it the O.co anymore.
Brought to you by Dotson.
Carlos swings through it. 1-2. Yeah, you had Dotson up on the board. Dotson hasn't sponsored many stadiums here in recent years.
So you get your name posted on this place and they rip it down in a hurry. You missed that one payment.
It's just $19.95 a month, by the way.
Say we've been giving out daily sponsorships via the telestrator.
1-2. Correa lays off the curve. Just see all the folks calling in looking for that 1995 special.
So McTaggart tweeted out Jose Altuve's last 100 at bats. He has 51 hits. You kidding me, man?
Carlos battles with a couple of strikes on him. 2-2. Club leading 59 RBIs, Jose Altuve. It doesn't matter how big you are in this game, it's how big the heart is and how much talent you possess. He is loaded in both cases. It's really easy and fun at times, isn't it? Well, you've heard, haven't you?
I was just saying, I've been around it. I don't know if I've actually experienced it.
And now 3-2. That will put the runners in motion.
How about the Astros at bats today? Next pitch, or that pitch was number 50 for Mingden. Inning in 2/3. I think that shake of the head from Bob Melvin explains it all.
Yeah, I don't think that means he's overly pleased right now. Springer the runner at third, Gonzalez at second, Altuve at first. And now ball four as Correa draws the walk. That brings in run number 3. 3-0 Houston. RBI number 60 as he draws a walk, Carlos Correa.
Number 18, Luis.
It's good to walk that run in, but still I'm sure the Astros are waiting for that one big swing. Put multiple runs on the board.
Day game after night game, and they have been grinder games. That bullpen still quiet for the A's. Bouncer back to the mound off the bat of Valbuena. He's retired, and that'll do it as the Astros strand 3, but 2 cross. As we played an inning and a half, Astros lead 3-0. Jason Castro kick-starting things. The bottom of the second inning, Doug Fister spotted a lead here early. He'll face Stephen Vogt, Yonder Alonso, and Ryan Healy. A.J. Hinch knows that's the same lead the Astros had last night. And last night it went into the 7th inning and did not stand up. Stephen Vogt came on late in last night's game. Has a 2-0 count.
Yeah, he had a big double last night.
Boy, did he ever. A grinding at bat. Eight home runs on his season. 2 balls and a strike on Vogt. They are believing here in Oakland. Their A's tied with the Angels, but both clubs playing good baseball right now. 42 and 52. 12.5 back in the American League West. Cleveland leading in the Central. It's Baltimore in the East. That's tightened up. The Red Sox a half a game back. Toronto 1.5 back. Hey, you were saying last night that maybe the Blue Jays could be the team that you would pick if you were daring enough to go out there on a limb. Vogt caught looking out number 1. Let's check in with Julia.
Join the Astros at Minute Maid Park this Friday as they take on the Angels. 10,000 fans will receive an Astros fedora presented by Goya. For more info, visit Astros.com or call 1-877-9-ASTROS. Hey, Ash, while I've got you, Doug Fister, something we talked about in his last start against Seattle was that arm side fastball command. That's still a point of focus for him, something that was worked on in the bullpen for him. He's facing the lefties in the middle of the order right now, and that's really been troublesome facing these left-handed hitters. The OPS is climbing against Fister right now. So it's something he's been working on. It's something he'd like to get a lot better at very quickly. The walks are kind of driving him crazy, as well as for the entire pitching staff. And also, you know, we watched him move all the way over to that first base side earlier in the year when things were going good for him. He has shifted back over to the third base side, so just something to keep an eye on as we move forward. Yeah,
to Julia's point, as you move to the third base side, that really should aid you in terms of the arm side fastball, which he spotted well on the first pitch to Yonder Alonso. The 1-1 under the knees. It's intriguing to watch guys over the course of the year and how they move from one side of the rubber to another. Three and one. One out, waiting on deck, third baseman Ryan Healy.
And to Julia's point, we saw it earlier when we were showing Doug Fister's numbers that left-handers are hitting .281 off Doug coming into this game. Right-handers only hitting .199.
One out walk has Alonso aboard for Healy. We've seen enough of Ryan Healy, even the youngster that he is, that we know he can swing the bat.
Batting in the 7th position, third baseman.
Yeah, he had a big hit last night against Ken Giles. 2-run double going the opposite field on him.
Down that gap in right center field, stung the baseball, and he's done that a few times. Hitting .316. 1 home run on the young career. Just his 6th game now in the major leagues, but he would seem to be making quite an impression. Go back a few games, the Astros turned 5 double plays, and oh dear, why they have to show pizza right now? I had a point I wanted to make.
And they're giving that to Julia to bring up to you, I thought.
Pizza, that just eliminates. Well, you had
oh man, I was crushing this morning.
You beat pizza, didn't you?
Oh. Yeah, one of our truck guys, Jerry, called and said, hey, I'm heading over to In-N-Out, you want anything? I said, psh, heck yeah.
Wasn't just yes, right?
Oh no, it was a full-blown yes, and that was after I crushed the morning spread here at the Media Dining too.
Yep. Well, I was about to say before the pizza showed up that after the 5 double plays turned a few days ago, Doug Fister would probably like to see one right about now. But I think that story got crushed.
Thanks.
Not crushed as much as the spread today.
We'll get back to baseball.
The Astros with a run in the first, 2 more in the second inning. And caught looking is Ryan Healy. Second out of the inning. Both on strikeouts, 3 now for Doug Fister.
Movement with that sinker. Did a good job of getting on top of it and getting that last late little bit of movement to catch that outside corner.
I think Ryan Healy may or may not want to review that pitch, but it did get back to the corner. Mount Davis, a gorgeous sight here in Oakland. 8-hitter Jake Smolinski stands in.
There it is, majestic Mount Davis.
Pine trees and all.
For your viewing pleasure.
It's been boarded up there. Will the Raiders stay or will they go?
Raiders.
Hit to third, diving stop, Valbuena fires to second. That's late. It'll be an infield single for Jake Smolinski, but what an effort by Luis Valbuena.
Tell you what, the effort keeps that ball in the infield and doesn't allow that ball to get down that line where there might have been a potential run.
Batting in the ninth position, second baseman.
Good footwork, laying out.
Arismendi Alcantara.
Kind of went back across his body, making the decision to go after Yonder Alonso at second base as opposed to going across the diamond trying to get Smolinski.
I don't know how he did that. Looked like he was
with some serious
up,
crossfire.
Up and throwing position when he made that decision to go to second. So a walk and a single, runners at first and second with 2 down. Arismendi Alcantara will stand in. Just called up today. And the numbers probably don't mean a lot right now, just 3 games. 0-2 the count for Doug Fister. Oakland A's playing good baseball since the All-Star break, 4-1. It's the LA Angels who are 5-0 since the break. Curveball over the top, gets the strikeout. 4 on the game for Doug Fister as he strikes out 3 in the second inning. Let's take a little peek at how Doug gets it done. 3-0 Houston. We present this moment in history brought to you by MD Anderson. Jeff Bagwell
High drive to left field.
Not just another home run, number 400.
Number 2 of the game
He
for
had
him.
2 on the day in Cincinnati, as you can hear Bill Brown talking about.
79 sign for number 20 and number 400 in his career.
Felt bad talking over Brownie on that.
Yeah, that's wrong of you.
It was a good call.
Lay out, will you?
Still learning, man.
We'll be checking in with Brownie Friday night. With those Angels coming to town, it'll be Lance McCullers against Matt Shoemaker of the Angels. Talk about a guy that's been tough against the Astros, Matt Shoemaker.
Been tough against a lot of teams.
Yeah,
that
he has.
Split finger he's got working.
Got one of the game's best right now. 0-2 the count on Colby Rasmus. Colby 0 for 1. 0 for his last 17 now. It starts to weigh about 500 pounds on your shoulders. Take one close like that, and that instant waiting for the umpire to call it, is it a strike or a ball, can seem like an eternity. One ball and 2 strikes. Four Houston hits, 2 for the A's. Shift on in the infield for Colby. Waves at the curveball. Second strikeout from Mingden. So we mentioned that Friday night game with Lance McCullers going against Shoemaker. Colin McHugh to the mound against Jared Weaver in the Saturday game. Sunday, Mike Fiers, and nobody has stepped up to face the Astros and Mike Fiers on that Sunday game.
Somebody's going to have to step in.
It'll happen. Evan Gattis drove one for an out his first at bat. Doesn't get as much of this one as he flies out. 2 down here in the 3rd.
Now batting, number 23, A.J. Reed.
A.J. Reed stands in. He was the first strikeout victim today for Mingden. So A.J. 0 for 1 on the day, hitting just 140, and that is a load to carry around as well. You're now at the 20th of July. Most people don't care if you've just been called up recently. They see the number on the board, and that 140 is a tough one to carry around. Swings right through the fastball at 92.
Yeah, it's one thing to be a veteran and have these stretches where you're in a 6 for 42 slump. Have a little bit better idea to how to deal with it, but when you're a rookie, it is tough to go through.
And AJ's getting that pitch to handle. He swings through one, he fouls the next one back, and you look up, it's 1-2.
Yeah, I think Mingden was thankful to get away with that one.
See the location there, and that's really in that zone that AJ is purported to hammer. Little looper going to drop in left center field, so there's the way you can get some knocks. Little flare for the base hit. 2-out style here in the 3rd inning brings up the 9-hitter Jason Castro.
Sometimes you can just change your outlook, actually seeing a baseball hit some open area out there. This right here, pretty good changeup from Mingden. Just a flick of the wrist from big AJ Reed gets him that knock.
Cleveland leads over Kansas City 11-0. Ian Kennedy got boxed around as the starter for the Royals. Jason Castro drew a walk and scored in the 2nd.
Watching A.J. Reed get that hit reminds me of some of the struggles I had with Montreal, and the current Phillies manager, Pete Mackanin, was on that coaching staff. I'd get down to third base, and he'd come over to me and, man, he goes, "There's no way I thought you'd get this far today." And then he'd say stuff like, "I wasn't sure if you were going to take a right at first or if you knew to take a left." He had them all.
You know, if you're the right kind of guy, you take that with a smile. It's the guy that lets that get inside and sound like it's serious, you know, that you probably right away say, not right for the game.
Yeah, you got to have that crass sense of humor and be able to deal with some of that in the game of baseball.
Really is a central part of the game, isn't it?
Dealing with failure on a daily basis.
Well,
yes.
That and hanging with teammates that are just not going to be real sympathetic.
Yeah, the humility of it all.
Cincinnati Reds leading over Atlanta 6-2 in the 7th inning. Minnesota Detroit in the 6th inning, 1-1. Keep your eye on the Tigers second half of the season.
Ooh.
They are hanging in there, aren't they?
Sounds like a good name for a song.
Keep your eye on the Tigers. Or was that Eye of the Tiger? Something like that.
You mean it's already been taken?
Well, not keep your eye on the Tigers. I think
yeah,
you're free to use that one if you want.
Here, I think.
Okay. I will not put up a roadblock for you. I am waving you home.
I'm going to trademark that.
Though I am surprised you got this far.
A lot of people are.
2-2 the count. Castro offers. He's down on strikes. And that'll do it for the Astros in the 3rd inning. A couple of strikeouts, 3 for Mingden. Astros leave a man after the base hit by Reed. 3-0 Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Athletics nothing here in the bottom of the 3rd. Academy Sports and Outdoors. Homers for Houston. Hitting home runs for Houston area children's charity. 2003 home run leaders. Jeff Bagwell, of course, on that list. One away from 40. Doggy, Richard Hidalgo, Lance Berkman, Morgan Ensberg, Jeff Kent. There's some powerful numbers. Hey, somebody else reached the double digits there.
Hey, let's
on the
all
bottom.
take note. Right down there at the bottom. Don't miss it.
I got a little footnote, guys.
Is that John Madden doing the telestrating there?
That was. Did you see how excellent that was?
And
that was
boom.
a perfect oval.
Right there, Jeff Blum.
Appreciate the guys in the truck, including me on some of these beautiful graphics we got.
Doug Fister with that 3-0 lead, bottom of the 3rd inning. It's always nice to see your name as a footnote to what the big guys did in a given season. 2 balls, no strikes. Of course, you were one of the big guys. You were Blondie.
That was. First interview I ever did as an Astro when I got traded in 2002 was with you.
I hope, well, that's pretty cool too. You were always great at that, by the way. Lance Berkman, another one of the guys I could always count on. I hope the Blondie gals are listening and maybe
Yeah, they're still floating around.
Come back at you today.
See him every once in a while at Minute Maid.
Two balls and a strike. Coco Crisp. He's the leadoff man. Pops it up on the left side. Correa with a long chase. Luis Valbuena apparently never saw this baseball. Correa able to make the play. Out number 1 in the third.
Yeah, Carlos had a better angle on this fly ball going towards the foul line there. But straight on for the third baseman, shortstop, and left fielder. That is definitely the Sun field right now.
Valbuena's the guy with the glasses, but watch his reaction.
Yeah, if you don't pick it up immediately off the bat and then you stare straight into the sun, you've got no chance. But with Correa going towards the line like that, really created a much better angle to see that ball the whole way.
1 out for Pfister. Marcus Semien at the plate. The Chicago Cubs beating up the Mets 6-0 in the 7th. Fly ball to right, routine for Springer. That glove goes up momentarily, but he finds the baseball. And 2 down.
Join the Astros at Minute Maid Park this Saturday as they take on the Angels. 10,000 fans will receive an Evan Gattis gnome, courtesy of Academy Sports and Outdoors. For more information, visit Astros.com or call 1-877-9-ASTROS.
You see the likeness?
Absolutely. That's a beard made for gnome legend status.
Kind of looks like a chia pet on the right there. Where did that one miss?
Caught too
See,
much.
that's a beard right there.
Yeah, that last pitch caught too much of the plate.
Yeah, apparently so. 2-0 the count. Josh Reddick standing in. Doubled with 2 outs in the first inning. The other Oakland hit picked up by Jake Smolinski. That's been it. The Astros with 5 knocks on the day. St. Louis Cardinals lead over the Padres 4-2 in the 3rd inning. In the 4th inning at Colorado, it's Tampa Bay on top 4-2. 3 balls and a strike. Doug Pfister doesn't issue many walks. Yonder Alonso drew 1 with 1 out in the 2nd inning. Cards and Pods have a double dip today.
Yeah, they got rained out yesterday.
Fastball runs back to the strike zone. Yeah, it's got to be getaway for at least one of those clubs today, San Diego, and that's got to be fun. Well, you get to this stage of the year, you're approaching 100 games. Apparently
that's how you can tell if a broadcaster's been an ex-player.
Yeah. See, I was just thinking, apparently as a player, you enjoyed double headers on getaway days, huh?
Well, I only did because I was a bench player, and I knew there was
not true.
double the opportunity to get into a ball game.
That's a bunch of garbage. Ground ball to first, and it gets by A.J. Reed. Around first base, Reddick. He'll dig for second and make it without a throw. It is an E3 2-bagger. And Reddick aboard for the 2nd time today.
Guess how many outs there are in this inning, Ash?
Could be 2 outs.
That would have been the 3rd out if A.J. Reed was able to come up with this ground ball. With the Astros have been having issues getting that 3rd out. Just didn't get over there far enough to get that ball in the center of the body, and it kicks off that outside foot. And as a left-handed throwing first baseman, you got to really get around that baseball to get it in the center of the body and increase your chances of catching it.
Just got reminded, would that have been a hit for a Seattle player up in Seattle?
Yeah, if we were playing in Safeco Field, that is a double. We saw that. Anything off the glove is a hit.
Yeah, the home team got treated pretty well in that series. Chris Davis at the plate, 0 for 1, fly to right field. Two out base runners. It has been a big part of the story. course, you need look no further than the second inning for the Astros. Gaddis flied out, A.J. Reed struck out, and then Jason Castro drew a walk. It led to 2 runs in that inning. Popped up shallow and right. In fact, on the infield, it's A.J. Reed. He'll back and make the catch. So Reed battles the sun, comes up victorious. That'll do it for the A's in the 3rd inning. They leave a man on the 2-base error. As we go to the 4th inning, Astros lead it. To the top of the 4th we go. For the Astros, top of the order, George Springer leading it off. Marwin and Altuve will follow. George with a double and 2 at-bats. That double drove in a run. He scored number 3. And that double opposite field, high off the wall and right. Getting his cuts right now, there's no doubt about that. Daniel Mingden with the off-speed pitch, grounded foul. Mingden gets in front, 0-2. First time through the order against Mingden this year, and just brief opportunities. Opposition hitters have hit just 172 against Mingden. George stays alive. That's part of what, maybe a big part of what I was referring to about become a much better overall hitter right now. He's able to get a piece of that high fastball. And the guys have certainly worked with him. Dave Hudgens, the man you saw on the right there, the hitting coach. They try to come up the ladder. It's 1-2. Hit to third. Healy with the play. First out of the inning. That'll bring up Marwin Gonzalez, who has now hit in 6 straight after an infield single, a bunt, in fact, in the first inning. He's also drawn a walk. Marwin's been good from both sides of the plate. Not a cloud to be seen here in Oakland, California. One ball, one strike, Marwin Gonzalez, as Jose Altuve waits on deck. Perfectly blue skies. And generally, I think the players would tell you defensively, it's much easier when you have some clouds in the sky to be able to judge and see some fly balls. Strike on the inside edge. Over the past week, Marwin's hit over 300. He's had 3 doubles, a couple of home runs. Very light breeze here in Oakland. That ground ball goes foul.
Man, Bracamane. Who needs a ball boy down there when you got him?
Full metal jacket being worn right now.
Hey, Lion. He's ready.
Marwin coming into play against the A's this year, though. Hasn't had great success, hitting just .205. Does have a home run. A couple of doubles. Little looper down the left field side. Long run for Davis. He'll get there. 2 outs in the inning. It'll bring up Altuve.
With Altuve coming up, we're going to take a peek at our Ford spray chart. Hit chart against right-handed pitchers, I'm assuming, this season. That's a lot of red hot zones there.
Those are career numbers, right? For some of us.
Yeah, I was going to say, for some of us, that would be a beautiful thing. I'd take a snapshot of that and send it to my family and friends, but hits all over the place. He's getting challenged on the inside corner and has incredibly quick hands.
2 for 2 today. You know, we've said that a few times this year.
Plenty of season left.
I'm going to say this again. It's July 20th. Altuve's hitting .358.
Wasn't he just hitting .341 in Seattle going into that series?
Yeah, I think
crushing it on this road trip.
I think he certainly hit that figure at one point, but he's had 2 4-hit games on the trip. Fly ball to right, should be easy and right for Reddick. He makes the catch. Altuve dips as he goes 2 for 3 now. That'll do it a 1, 2, 3, 4th inning. 3-0 Houston. This, what is it, this weekend?
Yeah, she's way ahead of the game.
Don't jump the line, guys. Astros fans rather having some fun here as the Astros lead at 3-0. Bottom of the 4th inning. Stephen Vogt to lead it off. Yonder Alonso and Ryan Healy to follow. Doug Fister with 2-hit baseball through the first 3. By the way, we were talking obviously about Jose Altuve. 133 hits now. He leads over Mookie Betts, who's second in the league at 120. So he's been extending that lead in terms of batting average. Man.
On this road trip, he's now 14 for 24. Ooh. What? It's a 6-game road trip, and he's got 14 hits already.
Yeah, that kind of sums it up. By the way, Altuve dropped all the way to 357 as he made that out.
That's why he's biting the nails.
327, the next closest hitter in the league. As Vogt grounds one slowly to first base, Reed handles it, and out number 1. Let's check in with Julia.
Thanks, Ash. The Astros are going to play the Yankees July 25th through the 27th at Minute Maid Park. Get your tickets today by visiting Astros.com or calling 1-877-9-ASTROS. More on your Jose Altuve conversation right there. The 6-4 hit game this year was last night, and that was with the A's pitching him extremely carefully, and he was still finding a way to get some hits. AJ said today, nobody is better than finding hits than Jose Altuve. And Altuve said last night to the media, I think I'm going to get a hit every time I go up there. That's how you have to think. That's the only way you're going to get a hit.
Well, may I say that not all of us felt that way, but it's kind of a personal thing. 18 career 4-hit games for Jose Altuve.
Yeah, he wasn't dealing with the weapons I had.
Yeah. Well, you were just fine yourself, but hit to straightaway center field, but a long run, Rasmus.
Nice route.
And he gets directly to the baseball. Guy can go get it in the outfield, and he can throw too. 2 down here in the 4th inning. That was nice to see.
Yeah, one of the benefits of sitting up here in this booth is being able to have a great angle like the one you're seeing right now. And that route by Colby Rasmus, beautifully done, highly efficient and quick to that baseball. That was nice.
Center fielder for the St. Louis Cardinals and for the Toronto Blue Jays, and you get a glimpse as to why. Just a direct route to the baseball. 2 outs for Ryan Healy. Healy struck out in the 2nd. Again, we saw Colby Rasmus last night pick up an outfield assist, gunning down a runner at the plate. Little broken bat dribbler to short. Correa on the run. Throws and gets his man. Beautifully done at short by Carlos Correa. A 1-2-3 inning for Doug Fister. We go to the 5th with the Astros leading at 3-0. By Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. By Lexus, the new 2016 Lexus ES and ES Hybrid. It's next level luxury. And by HEB. No store does more than my HEB. The BART here in the Bay Area. It'll get you where you want to go. 3-0 Houston. Doug Fister trying to help the Astros snatch one win here in this 3-game series. Center fielder, make that shortstop Carlos Correa at the plate. Takes up and in. Carlos picked up an RBI in the second inning, drawing a walk with the bases juiced. He has walked twice on the day. 60 RBIs now for Carlos. The power numbers under what they were a year ago. But he is driving in runs. Has a 3-0 count. Mingden to that unusual windup and delivers a ball. Third walk of the day for Carlos Correa. Bob Melvin keeping a close eye, but to this point nobody loosening in that pen for Oakland. Pitching coach Kurt Young side by side with the skip. Luis Valbuena has drawn in a run, grounding into a fielder's choice in the first inning and grounded out. It's 0 for 2, but a ribby. 39 now for Valbuena. Not a big lead for Correa, and yet driven back to the bag. Have not mentioned today, it's been mentioned numerous times. Mingden went to school at Texas A&M. And he's a Houston product. West Side High School for Mingden. Again, Correa to that lead. It's a great shot. Hit one right through that hole. High strike, 1 and 2 now. Valbuena with 17 doubles, a triple this year. Half swing, did he go through? They appeal, and punch out coming from third base. Houston Astros, July 20th. We're in Oakland, Alameda County Stadium. And the Astros have lost the first 2 games of this series, trying to win game 3 here this afternoon. Lead at 3-0 as we're in the top of the 5th inning. Jeff Blum and Julio Morales alongside, and carrying the load, quite frankly. Colby Rasmus will stand in. 4 strikeouts for Mingden. Colby with an 0 for 2 day. 0 for 18 now.
2 for his last 29.
About that point where you break out with some sort of broken bat flare somewhere.
Saw A.J. Reed do it. Why not Colby?
Hit in the air, left center field. Smolinski into the gap. He'll make the catch. Tagging and bluffing is Correa. Second out of the inning brings up Evan Gattis. And so the slump continues.
number 11, Evan Gattis.
If the Astros could finish this 6-game road trip on the West Coast 3-3, it wouldn't be bad. Wouldn't be exactly what they set out to do, but heading back home tomorrow, an off day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, with the Angels coming in, Lance McCullers, Colin McHugh, and Mike Fiers going to the mound, and then the Yankees invade. Strike on that outside edge. Correa does not go. Ball and a strike.
Not seeing much of a running game from Carlos Correa.
Well, if he keeps adding walks as he is right now, it seemed to fit in with maybe part of the mindset early on in the season. Just want to see him keep piling up the RBIs, and extra base hits would be big, to my mind anyway, with Correa.
9 bags on the season.
The A's think there's a chance of a running game. Gary Pettis, he's got a better idea than the rest of us.
Did you say something about Festivus?
Seinfeld is no longer on the air. You've got to know that.
Oh.
Pitch in the dirt. That'll move Correa into second base. Wild pitch, not a stolen base. Of course, Kramer probably is still celebrating. Even when you do everything right as a catcher, that ball can kick away. Nice reaction by Correa.
See if Gattis can capitalize. 2-out knock.
Hit to right and slicing foul. Right off the end of the bat. After that big year of triples last year, nary a one now for Gattis in 2016. Fourth year in the major leagues for Evan. 2 with Atlanta, 2nd with Houston. And he spread out the home runs quite well. Hit 43 in the 2 seasons with Atlanta. He's hit 4 with the Astros. Or, excuse me, make that 40. A little bit of difference. Hit by pitch is Evan Gattis. Daniel Mingden looked like he.
Yeah, what is he barking at?
What on earth was he doing?
Maybe he felt that Evan Gattis leaned in a little bit.
Number 23, A.J. Reed.
But all Evan did was trying to start the swing, realized that ball was coming at him, and pulled the hands in.
I wonder if Mingden might have thought that ball was off the bat. Off of that forearm of Evan Gattis, it might have sounded like the bat. 2 runners aboard, 2 outs for A.J. Reed.
Poor baseball.
That's right. Reed is struck out and singled. Little flare into left center field for A.J. It swings through the 85 miles an hour.
A little bit of a slider.
One for 2. He bumps that batting average up to 159. Ball and a strike. We're in the 5th inning. Just 17 games played now by A.J. Reed. Takes a strike.
Maybe a little bit of a cutter. Nice pitch on that outside corner. Nasty.
Somehow define what is the difference for a hitter coming up from AAA to the major leagues?
Quality of pitches in the strike zone and on the edges of the strike zone. Not too many mistakes being made at this level.
The 1-2. Got him on the heater. 93 down on strikes is Reed, and he is not happy about it. Second strikeout of the inning, 5 on the day from Mingden. It's 3-0 Houston. Game 3-0 Houston. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Doug Fister has been spotted that lead and earning his way with the 4 shutout innings. For the A's, center fielder Jake Smolinski leads it off. Be followed by Alcantara and the top of the order with Crisp. Fister falls behind. He has walked 1 while yielding just a couple of hits to the A's. First inning double by Josh Reddick. Second inning 2-out single by Jake Smolinski. Ball and a strike on the former Texas Ranger. In the air to right, shallow, coming on Springer. He'll get there to make the catch. Altuve was getting in the neighborhood. First out of the inning. It'll bring up the 9-hitter, the second baseman today, just called up to the big leagues, Arismendi Alcantara.
Now batting, second baseman, number 30, Arismendi Alcantara.
Now the second baseman on his day 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He was number 4 of 4 for Fister on the day. Takes a strike. Drawn in is third baseman Luis Valbuena. Also pinching in a bit, A.J. Reed at first. But now a couple of strikes on Alcantara. And strike 3 called. 3 pitches, all watching. Down on strikes Alcantara. That's 5 now. Come get a behind-the-scenes look at Minute Maid Park. Learn all about the park by visiting areas like the historic Union Station, luxury suites, the Diamond Club, and a whole lot more. For more information, visit astros.com/tours, or you can call make that 713-259-8996 to schedule your tour today. Two outs, bases empty, 5 strikeouts for Doug Fister. Coco Crisp will stand in 0 for 2. And a strike on the outside edge. That running fastball of Doug Fister, very tough on the hitters.
He's doing a good job of locating it too. What's beautiful, he's working both sides of the plate with it. See some of these A's hitters giving up on it.
Coco Crisp, a switch hitter. It was left-handed last night when he hit that ball off the wall in right field. Thought he had gone deep, but he thought wrong.
Yeah, that wasn't a very veteran move on Coco Crisp's part last night.
15th year in the major leagues. And he's hit enough home runs to know better. 124 on his career.
Well, you know, just an idea when the ball's rattling around on the field of play.
That would tip you off?
Yeah, that might be a good indication that it didn't go over the fence immediately. That, and you take a peek at the umpires, and there were 2 guys out in the outfield watching that ball. Not one of them had the little pointer finger up with the, you know, making the circular motion for a home run.
So there's 2 reasons at least that you would say.
Well, that, and then when he turned second base and realized nobody was coming out of the dugout to, you know, meet him at home plate.
There's 3 for us.
Yep.
Yeah, very unusual. And in fact, we were kind of at odds as to maybe what he thought last night.
I had my own theory. My theory was that he just completely forgot what the score was and thought that Stephen Vogt was the winning run.
He pops it up on the left side. Valbuena can't see it. So it's Fister trying to make the play, and it drops foul.
Wow.
That's the second pop fly that's left Valbuena unable to even see the baseball.
That's a second potential third out that hasn't been made in this ball game. But again, realizing you're on that part of the diamond, he was over there by himself. How about Marwin Gonzalez in on the infield dirt? He is the left fielder that came in. But somehow, some way, as an infielder, you got to try and create an angle. I know initially it is tough when that ball shoots up immediately into the sun, but just giving up on it sometimes isn't exactly the best thing. Try and fight and find the angle to pick it up.
Yeah, I hear you. And for me, it's just not enough at all.
It's not easy.
I think the battle has to go on beyond that point. 3-2 on Crisp. In the air to right field. Hit fairly well, but plenty of room for Springer. He's battling some sun. That'll do it, a 1-2-3 inning as Fister has retired 7 in a row. Yeah, there's always room for one of those. 3-0 Houston.
Giant factors happen.
What size? Small or regular?
6th inning. It's time for our Geico quote of the day. And Bob Feller brings it to us. Every day is a new opportunity. You can build on yesterday's success or put its failures behind and start over again. That's the way life is with a new game every day, and that's the way baseball is. It's the way A.J. Hinch makes it for the Astros. Can't do anything about yesterday's game. And it did get away. New pitcher on for the Oakland A's. They will bring on young left-hander Daniel Coulombe.
Pitched on the 19th here against Houston. Went an inning and a third. 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. This will be his 15th appearance.
One of those bullpen guys that works from the stretch at all times. Ball and a strike on Castro.
Fastball, slider, curveball from Coulombe.
Castro has walked, scored a run in the second, and struck out. Coulombe brings it in on the hands of Castro. Three runs on 5 hits, an error for the Astros. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Oakland A's. Very pleasant here in the Bay Area. Made much more pleasant with an Astros win today on getaway day. Jason Castro turned exactly the correct way away from that ball.
Man, good timing too.
So easy to turn face into the pitcher, and when you do, it's just not going to work out well for you.
Well, you got to hang in there too, especially left on left with that breaking ball.
Hit in the air to left field, fairly deep, back at the track, just shy of the wall as Davis gets back to make the play. Haven't seen a lot of that lately from Castro, but he can sting it the other way. We check in with Julia.
Thanks, Ash.
Oh.
All right. We're looking at Jose Altuve. We've talked a lot about him because it's kind of his day. It's an anniversary for Jose Altuve. For the game, wanted his picture taken on the field because he said today is 5 years in the big leagues. Wanted to remember it. There he is.
That's awesome.
By the way, that was a nice reaction on a breaking ball when Julia was guessing fastball right there. So nice job, Julia.
Always ready.
George Springer stands in. Starts the bat early and has the strike called on him. George is 1 for 3 with a double that drove in a run. He's also scored a run. Just a bolt the other way in that second inning for the double, high off the wall in right field. $20,231 on hand today. So they've actually had their highest attendance on the day game. Springer with a foul tip. 1-2 the count. A lot of kids in attendance here this afternoon. On the hands a bit, and yet Springer drives it deep to center field. Smolinski is back to make the play. And a couple of outs here in the 6th.
Now batting, number 9, Marwin Gonzalez.
Two-hitter Marwin Gonzalez stands in. Bunt single in the first inning, scored the Astros' first run. Drew walk, that came in the second inning and has flied out. So 1 for 2 on the day. Daniel Coulombe, the left-hander, turns Marwin around to the right side of the plate. Off-speed pitch is pulled well foul back to the seats. Coulombe just recalled from Nashville AAA yesterday. Yeah, we talked about it yesterday. It's been an up and down affair this year. 5th stint with the A's. Found a way to get in plenty of action against the Astros, though. 4th time he's faced Houston. Chopped to short, backhanded by Semien. This throw on the money as he gets Marwin. A 1-2-3 6th inning through 5.5. Astros lead it 3-0. Lead over the Oakland A's in the 3rd game of the series.
Good day for a snooze, huh? What in the heck? I'll just hide under this great big hat. Nobody will know. It's the right idea right there. Get you some sunblock.
I saw you just being treated that same way.
Yes.
Very nice to see.
My entourage helps me out.
Marcus Semien leads off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Still just 2 hits for the Oakland A's. Marwin Gonzalez now has moved defensively to first base as Colby Rasmus goes from center to left, and Jake Marisnick is now the center fielder. So some defensive changes as we move late into the game. Fister back of the hill, getting himself ready with an 0-1 count. Semien, Reddick, and Davis 2-3-4 here in the A's lineup. Ball and a strike. And that's pop foul back to the upper tank here in Oakland. Well, at least the upper tank that's utilized. Uh-oh, they've got the legends up and ready to go. I sense a big race coming
Some big egos out there in that group.
Saw Ricky Henderson here yesterday.
He helps out with them as far as coaching and some things on the field every once in a while. It's good to see.
Dennis Eckersley doing some broadcasting. Is it still kind of on a part-time basis with the Boston Red Sox, or maybe some nationally? Keck does a nice job. Little pop-up. Castro back of the plate and makes the play.
Some changes in the outfield. We'll look at our Lexus defensive rankings. Number on the left-hand side will be some statistical analysis behind that. The red lights on the right. My personal opinion and how I feel that Colby, Jake, and George play the outfield. They're extremely athletic. Basically 3 center fielders out there, but they've all got great arms. And they have been effective with those great arms, making some good plays, throwing out base runners. We've seen George over the year rack up some of those. He threw out Coco Crisp on that play late last night. Colby Rasmus has himself an assist in this series also.
I think there are a lot of people, and it goes beyond what the Astros evaluate themselves, but talk to scouts with other clubs that believe Jake Marisnick is one of the game's elite center fielders. But we saw Colby Rasmus go after a ball in just outstanding center fielder style. And of course we know that George Springer can do it as well in center field. Very talented bunch. Ball and a strike on Reddick. A double and 2 at bats. Out in front a bit as he skies one to shallow right. It's Altuve. And now Marwin drops it. And for the second time today, Reddick will reach a likely error. We'll see how it's ruled. Tough play from Marwin because he was covering for Altuve right there.
4 guys in the vicinity, not one of them able to make the play.
They have ruled it a base hit. So Reddick reaches for the 3rd time today, just 1 error mixed in. Actually, it looks like Altuve's calling, and then Marwin takes over.
It actually hit Altuve in the glove. I'm not sure how vocal Altuve was on the call, but it definitely, I agree with you, looked like Altuve had a beat on it. And then Marwin stepped in and distracted Altuve from making the play.
Reddick only reaches first base. So he's 2 for 3. Excuse me. Cleanup man Chris Davis at the plate. 0 for 2 on his day. It is not easy when the defense affords extra hitters to come to the plate. And I think by our accounting today, that's 3 times.
Yes, at least 3. It's not a good thing. I don't care who the big league ball club is. If you give them numerous outs, sometimes they're going to take advantage of it. They've been able to get out of some issues by giving the Athletics extra hits, extra outs, I believe. But Pfister's been able to sneak out of it. Good ground ball pitcher. Right now would be a great time for one.
Hit to center field. Marisnick is back into the gap in left center. Onto the warning track. He'll make the play. Reddick bluffed from first base as he tagged up. But there's that good throwing arm from Jake Marisnick.
Now batting, the catcher, 21, Steven Vogt.
2 down now for Doug Fister. He'll face the All-Star Steven Vogt. Toronto Blue Jays lead at Arizona 6-1. Another one of those clubs, the Blue Jays, at least presently in that battle for a playoff spot. At the start of play today, Cleveland, Texas, and Baltimore in leading their divisions. Line drive into left field, dropping quickly. It'll drop in front of Rasmus. 2-out single for Steven Vogt, his first hit of the day. It'll bring up Yonder Alonso. And then the wild cards presently in Boston and Toronto, followed by Houston. But the Astros now 2.5 games back.
Yeah, it's too bad with the Rangers losing in Anaheim the last couple games. It would have been nice for the Astros to pick it up. But on the plus side, or the silver lining, is that they haven't lost any ground.
Texas Rangers have certainly had their issues here in the last, well, at least couple weeks. Fister in a jam now. Not really of his own doing as he brings a strike to Alonso. And there it is for you. Red Sox, Blue Jays would be the present wild card teams. But you got the Astros. We talked about the Tigers, Royals.
How about those Indians?
Been really good. Shallow to center field. Marisnik comes on. And that'll do it as he puts it away. Couple of hits in the inning. A's leave a pair. To the 7th we go. Fister and company, 3-0.
Astros, and time to announce the winner of the Chevy Stroh poll. A big weekend at Minute Maid Park coming up. We asked you which promotion are you looking forward to over the weekend. We hope to see you out at Minute Maid Park. You guys all want the Gaddis gnome. Why am I not surprised?
Love the gnome.
You got to get there early.
Julia, I think you maybe swayed people. You were leaning that way, weren't you?
I want one for myself. I can't wait to see you in a fedora, though.
Ooh.
Is that right?
It's going to be good.
Yep.
I think we'll get Brownie in there for sure. Have wildlife photos all around him in a fedora. We're in the 7th inning. Jose Altuve leads it off. Had hits his first 2 at bats today. A couple of singles. 2 for 3. Yeah, that's the one I'll be wearing.
The Ash fedora.
Discount department. There's Brownie.
You like those utilitarian hats that you can double as cup holders and
why, of course,
serving trays.
Altuve takes a strike. 2-1 the count. Batting average at .357 to lead the big leagues. There, they got yours.
Oh, a floppy hat. It's good for the beach.
Look at the Masters hat back there.
You look at it.
That's you.
I'd have several of those. Do you need one?
You've taken good care of me, by the way.
Got to.
Much appreciated.
My people.
Much appreciated. I've got a beautiful green one.
It says 2013 Masters on there.
Whenever in doubt, I go to the Masters cap. Gilligan is good company here today. 3 balls and a strike. And Altuve draws the walk. He's already walked more times this year than he has any season in his career.
Well, we talked about how greedy
that's a scout's hat, I think.
Altuve is. Yeah, on a day like this. Protect those ears and neck. Big day for hats here in the Bay Area.
We're not even keeping score on the hats, but try to get back to it. Altuve aboard, leading 3-0. Carlos Correa has walked 3 times today and driven in a run. Walked with the bases loaded in the 2nd inning.
Might be the greatest ultimate outcome day ever. Walk and 3 walks and get an RBI.
Yeah, you don't want to strike out to add to that, though. Home runs are good.
Ooh.
Let's go. Let's get number 15 right here.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Astros pile on a little bit.
Would you please explain ultimate outcome for us?
Was that home run, strikeout, walk?
3 true outcomes, yeah. It's the ultimate category, though, right?
I guess. Get an award for that?
Based on what I've seen today, you've gotten plenty of awards.
You're the one with a bag full of treasures to take home.
I am. That's a fact. 2-2 the count. Old buddy Ray Fosse, one of the longtime broadcasters, now with the A's, taking good care of us, I think.
Yeah, he's a giver. Good guy. Highly entertaining right there in the middle of your shot.
There you go.
He's peering at us now.
Former teammate of mine. 3-2 on Correa. It's all about the walk today.
He's now making hand gestures at us for putting him on TV.
Vince Cotroneo on the left side of the screen, former Astros broadcaster. Ken Korak is just kind of taking the inning off, I think.
I like coming here. They got a good group here.
That's great.
Highly congenial, very knowledgeable about their players.
3-2 to Correa. Altuve does not go. Ground ball left side, tough in the hole. Semien on to second, and the throw gets by. Altuve heads for third base, and this likely will be an E6.
Tough play. That was a really good pickup on that in-between hop by Semien. But the throw was not there, unable to complete the play. That's a tough hop. He actually squared up nicely, just didn't get on top of the ball. You could see him kind of the hand underneath the baseball led to that throw being a little bit high.
So it is a fielder's choice for Correa, his first official at bat of the day, and an E6 enabling Altuve to reach and move third base. A's put up another left-hander in their bullpen. Patrick Schuster is that lefty. Altuve flares the slider on the left side. Make that Valbuena, excuse me. Ron Washington had it straight. Thanks, Ron.
He always does. He's on top of that.
Valbuena drove in a run with the fielder's choice in the first. 0 for 3 on his day. Oh, and 2 the count. Well, you got to add something here in the 7th inning. Will be Rasmus and Evan Gattis waiting.
No, I completely agree with you, especially the way things have been going here at the Oakland Coliseum for the Houston Astros. No lead has been safe. They'd like to add on and continue. Right now, Valbuena with the runner at third base, less than 2 outs. Yes, he does have 2 strikes on him, but still looking to try and drive something into the outfield.
By the way, that's 3 errors here in the series on Marcus Semien. 13th error of the year. It's going to be a stolen base for Carlos Correa, who really slowed up going into second. Must have had his eye on Stephen Vogt, the catcher.
I agree. Peeked in, saw that the throw wasn't coming down, and broke it down.
So first base is open now. It's a 1-2 count on Valbuena.
This is just a chat about signs. Make sure everybody's on the same page with that runner being at second base now. Going to bring the infield in against Luis with 2 strikes.
Second stolen base in the series for Correa. Two balls and 2 strikes as the infield is drawn in.
Good job laying off that slider.
Valbuena has done a really nice job Making an adjustment, keeping the front side squared up, closed as he faces the lefties.
He's actually a better hitter against left-handed pitching, hitting around 275.
2 runners in scoring position, but he offers on the high heat, down on strikes. First out of the inning. 6 strikeouts of Astros hitters.
Number 28, Colby Rasmus.
Colum still on the hill. A's have a right-hander loosening in the pen. The Astros pen still quiet as Doug Fister has worked through 6. Colby 0 for 3 today. Infield remains drawn in. Strike on the corner.
Colby's trying to reevaluate the strike zone after that call.
Pretty broad on that outside edge.
Man, game's hard enough as it is. Then you struggle, and then you get calls like that against you.
Brian O'Nora behind the dish.
Right there was Brian Oyesa.
He lays off that one, as does Colby Rasmus. It's 1-1.
Sorry.
That was good. Which one was closer? First pitch, which was the second pitch, which was a ball.
Yeah, that's crazy to look at that and realize the count is 1-1.
It's been a while since Colby's had a hit. Last hit came on the 5th of July. Of course, he had the ear infection. Also had the 5 strikeout game. 0 for 5 against Seattle on the 6th of July. 5 punchouts.
That'll leave a mark.
Yeah, and I think it did.
I agree.
Struck out 3 times in 3 at bats in game 1 of this series. And now has a 2-2 count. Don't you love to know everything that goes through the skipper's mind during the course of a game?
As much as we know about A.J. Hinch, there are a lot of things going through that head. He is constantly thinking.
Very bright guy. 2-2. Another strikeout for Colby on a pitch up and in.
Man, 2 big punch outs with runners at second and third, nobody out to get to these 2 outs by Colom. Doing what he is supposed to be doing against left-handed hitters.
It'll be a pinch hitter now as Danny Worth comes to the plate. Batting for Evan Gattis, the DH.
Your attention, please.
That is interesting.
What is this about?
Just hope nothing's wrong with Evan Gattis.
You've got to believe that physically there's something going on for Evan, don't you?
For him to come out of a game against a left-hander, yes.
Drove the ball for an out back in the 2nd inning.
Well, he got hit by a pitch. You hope it's nothing structural that happened to him. Hopefully just a bruise. Sometimes you get hit on the forearm area, tighten that muscle up, and have a tough time gripping the bat.
Worth puts it on the ground to short. Simeon takes his time, throws low, but dug out by Alonso, and that'll do it. The Astros really let one get away. They had runners at second and third, and eventually cannot score a run. Still lead it 3-0.
All right, stopper. Time to stop looking.
Up. Well, let's see. MLB Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you have come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices, including a free subscription to At-Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions may apply. Visit MLB.tv for more details. There's Evan Gattis. What do you think, Blummer?
Well, he's walking out with the trainer. That's not a good sign, but hopefully it's nothing major. Hopefully just throw some ice on it, give it a day. The Astros do have a day off tomorrow, Thursday, before that homestand starts, so hopefully just maybe a little bit of a bump, but a little concerning when you see a guy exit a ball game like that after being hit by a pitch.
Strike is called. It's 1-1. So Doug Fister still working here in the 7th inning. 2-1 the count. For the A's, the bottom 3 in the order. Ryan Healy 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout. Jake Smolinski. And then we'll see in the 9 spot. Three balls and a strike. Fister walked Alonso back in the 2nd inning. Has not issued a free pass since. But he brings one here starting the 7th. So Healy aboard on the walk. And that will get some activity going in the Astros pen.
How about that conversation right there? Jeremiah on the right with the sunglasses on is one of the Houston Astros trainers, probably explaining the situation to A.J. Hinch regarding Evan Gattis.
Chris Davinsky is the right-hander now, loosening in the Astros pen.
How about the work of Doug Fister today?
Really good.
He's done great. He's pitched out of some damage.
Smolinski often will take that first strike. This time just rams it foul down the left side.
He went all ambush on that one. But I think Doug Fister is doing a very good job of keeping his composure, considering some of the issues he's had behind him defensively.
It's really been a quiet day with the bats. The Astros have just 5 hits, 4 for the Oakland A's. But this is that part of the game where the Oakland A's have a tendency, right here in this ballpark in particular, of coming back and making life really tough. No explaining how it comes about. Time to change that trend. Good curveball for a called strike. 1-2. In the air, routine in center field as Marisnick glides a bit toward right center. Well, that was a battle with the sun, but it was a battle.
Day games here in Oakland are not easy. One of these beautiful bright days, no clouds out there. Even with the shades on, you've got a battle.
Yeah, of course, you know what I mean, where by it was a battle is you stayed with it and eventually won that battle. 1 out. It is Arizmendi Alcantara, the 9-hitter, second baseman today. 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts. In the 5th inning, watched 3 pitches called strikes. '98th pitch of the afternoon for Fister, and a swing and a miss. Pat Neshek, the right-hander, now joins in the bullpen along with Chris Davinsky. Mason Castro with a nice block. Now Castro goes out to visit briefly with Doug Fister. Fister came up about 2/3 the way toward home plate.
It's a good look at the pitches by inning. Next pitch will be number 100 for Doug Fister. Doing a good job battling through this ball game, keeping what runners have been on for the Oakland Athletics off the base. Off the plate, keeping them from scoring some runs.
Ground ball's fair. Step on the bag, throw to second, and complete the double play. And beautifully done by Marwin Gonzalez. That is not an easy throw. It goes 3-6 on the double play, and Doug Fister gets out of the 7th inning, still 3-0 Houston.
Of Houston Astros LLC and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Houston Astros LLC.
Take a look at that double play started by Marwin Gonzalez, and what a fine job he did. Now we'll take a look right after this pitch. Jake Marisnick, his first plate appearance of the day. Here it comes.
There we go, some fancy footwork. Watch the feet. Little tap of the toe after the catch on first base, gets it first out, and then a nice toss and a great play by Correa to put the tag on for the 2.
Yeah, I think the question Bob Melvin came out might have been, was that a fair ball?
It's a pretty good question.
So Jake Marisnick hitting 194. Let's take our peek. See what everybody thinks here. At the bag.
Yeah, right on top of it, it looked like.
First base umpire C.B. Buckner. That slider grounded foul off the right side. That's a little tough to do.
You're impressed.
Keeps it off your lead foot or leg, doesn't it? One home run for Jake. Just 8 RBIs. Wonder what kind of theories, thought processes he's been through this year trying to get this hitting game going. In the pen for the Astros, it's now Ken Giles getting loose. Pitch to handle right there. It stays at 2-2. There's Giles. And Doug Fister has to be very happy with the work he's put in today. Left-hander on the hill now, Patrick Schuster for the A's.
Saw that slider from Schuster. He's also got a changeup and a fastball, averaging around 88 miles an hour with the heater.
Little pop, foul territory, long run. Alonso can't get there. Not sure Usain Bolt could get there.
I would say that one really wasn't popped up high enough to allow Alonso to get underneath it. But again, here at the Oakland Coliseum, plenty of room to run that foul territory.
It'll get you loose. Line down the right field side, but slicing foul. That's why you have guys protecting down in the bullpen there. In this case, protecting the pitcher, but that leaves the catcher wide open down there. Yeah, I hear you. He's already loaded up with gear, right?
Yeah, he's loaded up with gear. He's facing the play. The poor pitcher's got his back to the ball game.
Yeah, let's see how tough you are. You're just like everybody else. Line drive into right center field. Jake Marisnick has himself a knock. Big turn at first base. He's heading for two with a dive. And in there. Jake Marisnick picks up a leadoff double here in the 8th inning.
Kid can flat out fly. Smolinski actually did a pretty good job getting into that right center field gap to cut that ball off. Made a good throw, but Jake Marisnick had his head down after he made contact with this, and that speed allows him to get into second base.
Really nice to see the way Jake plays the game, all out, never a step with any indecisiveness.
Consistency is the only issue for Jake.
That offensive side of the game.
Yeah.
So Marisnick instantly at second base, Castro at the plate. And now it's drive him in or move him time. Double number 9 of the season for Marisnick. In the air, but to left field. That's not going to help move the runner. And out number 1. So Castro flies out. Now it's to the top of the order.
Number 4, George Springer.
George Springer's 1 for 4 today. Had a second inning double that drove in a run. Driving one off the scoreboard in right field.
Schuster kind of slinging the ball in there. That 3/4 delivery. Kind of a sweeping slider.
Talked about the Astros and their woes against left-hand pitching this year. As a ball now goes from the Astros bullpen into right field. Josh Reddick will retrieve that baseball. And the Astros pen has just lost a ball as it gets flung up into the seats. But for a guy like George Springer and some of the guys in the top of this order, facing a lefty like this ought to be right in the wheelhouse, shouldn't it?
We would think, and individually, for whatever reason, they have decent numbers against left-handed hitters. I mean, left-handed pitchers, George Springer, Altuve has great numbers against left-handed pitchers, but for whatever reason, as a team as a whole, they have a tough time beating them.
Jose Altuve, 2 for 3 on his day, has drawn a walk. Top of the order's been getting on base.
As a team, the Astros are hitting .234 against left-handers.
Yeah, if I were just giving you the blind coming out of spring training prediction, I'd say they'll hit left-handers very well. Still a lot of games to play. Little spin move towards second base. That one's got to go down at the end of this year. One pitch to George. And now 1-2 as he fouls it back. Game 6 of the road trip. And the Astros need a win to balance the slate. Dallas Keuchel maybe putting in his bid to be a pinch hitter. Pitched well yesterday, did not get anything to benefit from it. In fact, Ken Giles came on and allowed 2 runs charged to Dallas Keuchel. And you see Giles along with Chris Davinsky. Very nice day for Doug Fister.
Yeah, and he hasn't left yet, so it makes you wonder if he's going to stay in this ball game. Right at 100 pitches for Doug Fister.
Schuster now with a 3-2. Oftentimes, if a pitcher starts talking and smiling in the dugout, the day is over, but can't say for sure here with Fister. Gone to crawl time here in the 8th inning. Just away. Springer draws the walk. Runners at first and second. 1 out as Marwin comes to the plate.
Now batting, number 9, Marwin Gonzalez.
Marwin with a bunt single and a walk. 1 for 3 on the day. That bunt single back in the first inning led to the game's first run. The walk in the second inning, part of 5 consecutive Astros hitters reaching, and the Astros with 2 outs putting 2 runs on the board.
Man, runners in scoring position has been a huge issue in this series, hasn't it? 3 for 26. Man.
Ball on a strike. That induces Stephen Vogt to go out to the mound.
Again.
We've seen it a few times.
He's going for the league lead.
He is no Carlton Fisk.
Fisk never go out there?
Ooh.
Or did he?
He was out there.
There's no doubt about it.
Great player, great catcher. Spent a lot of time at the mound.
Because he liked pitchers so much?
I think that was the case. Here's the 1-1. But may I say, he was not the Lone Ranger. He was just the prominent catcher of his time that spent a lot of time out there. 2-1. Schuster. Marwin hits it foul down the left field side. And that one will get back to the seats. Davis and Simeon in pursuit. So Schuster has the baseball. Mm. 2-2 pitch coming. Strike 3 called, inside edge, and Marwin knew it. That's 2 outs.
Yeah, that's tough right there. That angle that's coming at you, try and get the barrel to that pitch on that inside corner.
Get the leadoff double as Jake Marisnick lines one into right center field. And out later, Springer draws a walk, but now the strikeout of Marwin leaves it in the hands of Altuve, and you can't do a lot better than that. 2 for 3 on the day. They got him when he flied out to right field in the 4th inning.
With that punch out of Marwin, the Astros are now 3 for 27 with runners in scoring position in this series against Oakland.
It's hard to win one game in three-game series doing that, but the Astros have that chance. Sliders inside. This lineup, the way it's currently constructed for the Astros, makes it tough for teams to say, okay, look, we don't want to face Jose Altuve. Got Carlos Correa waiting on deck, and he's been driving in a load of runs. Steadily on base today with 3 walks.
I think those opportunities are going to increase with the way Altuve's been swinging the bat, that they're going to opt to try and go and get a guy like Carlos Correa as opposed to Jose Altuve. Nothing against Carlos, just the lesser of 2 evils right now is Carlos Correa.
On this trip, he's kind of gone back to a little bit more of a passive style. Ground ball goes foul. Three and 1 on Altuve.
I just love that Jose Altuve understands the situation. He doesn't shy away from opportunities to be that guy on this team. Just see it right there in a 3-0 count, possibly pitching around him a little bit. I know it sounds crazy to load up the bases, but Altuve is not going to let the opportunity pass where he has a chance to drive in some runs.
Three-1. Nothing you can do there. Take ball 4, head on down to first base. That'll load him up, and Carlos Correa, that opportunity with the bases juiced. Correa does have 3 hits in this series, including a pair of doubles. Yeah, we'll see if he turns to hunting that first pitch, trying to drive something. And now immediately into a good hitting count. 3 walks and a stolen base today for Carlos. Picking up that ribby with the bases loaded walk in the 2nd. On the hands, it's fouled back.
Schuster doesn't look like an easy guy to pick up out of the hand. Crossfire and that 3/4 delivery Kind of cuts that arm off a little bit too. Doesn't really release through the baseball.
Over the last 7 days, Carlos Correa actually has 4 doubles. Slices one foul down the right side. Down on the count, 1-2. Carlos has hit safely in 5 of 6. Looking to add 1 to it here this afternoon. Schuster able to take advantage on Marwin Gonzalez with Stephen Vogt set up away and that pitch coming back to the inside portion. Not here on Correa. On the hands again. Looper into right. Long run. Reddick can't get there. It'll drop. 2 runs will score as Marisnick and Springer come across. And that is a big 2-run hit. 3 ribbies today for Correa. And the Astros now enjoy a 5-0 lead.
Ball wasn't crushed, just perfectly placed. Astros needed that hit. Get off that 3-run lead they have. Now they have 5. With 2 outs and that ball being hit softly, easy for both base runners to come around and score.
Yeah, you're right. It's not how you hit him, it's where. And that was just a gorgeous thing for the Astros. 62 RBIs now for Carlos. Runners at first and third. Valbuena at the plate.
Yeah, they're not going to be rockets every time, but they still count just the same.
Well, nobody gives them back when you line out to somebody. Slider finds the inside edge. Valbuena is 0 for 4, but did drive in a run today. That was a bit outside. Vogt makes a nice play.
Thanks, Hugh.
Thanks for the reference. Yeah, those 2 runs here in the inning, very nice insurance for the club. Slider stays up. 2-1. It all got started with Jake Marisnick doubling into right center field. Castro and Marwin Gonzalez making the outs in the inning. Slider fouled back, and we almost have a play.
Oh, it's not easy to do up here.
There's Jean. She's the one that makes it all happen here in the booth.
Keeps this ship moving smoothly.
Wake up, Jean.
She's doing the Quigley over here. The binoculars.
Probably has golf scheduled at the end of the day. Lazy fly ball shallow in center. Simeon, the shortstop. He'll make the catch. That'll do it for the Astros. But 2 big runs on the board here in the 8th inning. As Carlos Correa flares one just perfectly. 5-0 Houston.
good look at Chris Devenski on the mound, and that's because Doug Fister is out of the game after pitching a very good ball game. Did a great job of scattering 4 hits from the Oakland Athletics. Also had 5 strikeouts, had a great breaking ball, but was really effective with moving that fastball on both sides of the plate. Only had 2 walks. Actually had to pitch out of some issues, unable to get the 3rd out in a couple innings, but nothing fazed him and continued to go out there and do professional pitching work for the Houston Astros, and they needed that stop. Hopefully it holds up.
And now it's Chris Devenski here in the 8th inning, 5-0. That feels better than the 3-0 that the Astros had last night.
There's a look at those numbers. Devo making his 26th appearance, 21 games in relief with a very nice whip right around 1.
Nice changeup. 1-2. Top of the order, Coco Crisp at the plate. Marcus Semien and Josh Reddick to follow. Jason Castro asked for an appeal down to third base. Palms down coming. Manny Gonzalez, who was the home plate umpire last night down there. Foul tip hung on to by Castro as Devenski gets the strikeout. First out of the inning. Let's go to Julia.
Kick off your weekends at Minute Maid Park. Every Friday night home game followed by the best fireworks show in town. The next Friday night fireworks is this Friday, July 22nd, and it's a cappella theme. For more information, visit astros.com/fireworks or call 1-877-9-ASTROS.
Julia's all about the fireworks all the time. Fastball is swung on and missed. Marcus Semien at the plate, 0 for 3. Well, it hasn't been a big fireworks day offensively, and yet 5 runs on the board on just 7 hits. Good work. Changeup floats in. 1-2 the count. Yeah, there's Evan Gattis. What is going on?
He's got the hand taped up down here.
I thought he got hit further up on the forearm. Apparently not. Curveball got him. Big bender for the strikeout. 2 in the inning. 7 on the game now for Astros pitching.
Pretty good hammer from Devenski, showing all 3 pitches in that at bat. Fastball, changeup, curveball. There's a good look at that hand wrapped up for Evan Gattis.
Oh, you hate to see that happen.
Yeah, again, hopefully just something temporary that'll take a couple days to go away.
He's done such a nice job catching when he's been back there. Real nice job for Dallas Keuchel.
Do they still say ice and stem on every injury that ever happens in that dugout?
When did that start? That probably was around the mid-1980s or so.
Yeah, I guess it lasted for quite a while. Ice and stem. Ice and stem. Just hook up these electrodes to your body part that's ailing you, and then when you're done with that, throw some ice on it. You'll be fine. Shock therapy.
Shock therapy was when the ball hit me. Josh Reddick at the plate, 2 for 3. Reached on a little pop fly in the 6th inning that eventually dropped. Altuve appeared to call. Marwin Gonzalez came into the picture, and when it was all said and done, the ball did drop. You saw it hit off Altuve's glove?
Yes.
It was that kind of a swing last night that left Reddick hitting a little ground ball on the left side, a vacated portion of the field, and that drove in the game's winning run. He just keeps getting it done, folks. Changeup. Backing is Springer, and that'll do it. A 1-2-3 8th inning turned in by Chris Devenski. We go to the 9th. 5-0 Houston. by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by Toyota. Let's go places. Yeah, if that's the mode of travel, let's go.
That wouldn't be a bad thing to be doing right now.
It'll be a long trip back home, but yeah,
for you, you'd have to go through the Panama Canal.
You know what? It may take you the week to get back home going that way, but you'd enjoy yourself.
Get lost for about a week. That sounds good. It's been a grind, Ash. Man.
Hopefully the wife and daughters didn't hear that comment. We're in the 9th inning.
Dad's on another road trip.
Colby Rasmus coming to the plate. Is that the reaction?
Yeah.
Colby Rasmus 0 for 4 today, a couple of strikeouts. That's 0 for 20 for Colby. Oh for 11 here in the series. It's Paul Bykowski's yacht, huh?
There's a shocker. It's all about him.
Come on back, Paul. We need you. Left center field. Crisp on the move. And he'll get there on, make that Smolinski, excuse me. Out number 1. And it continues for Colby Rasmus. One out as Danny Worth comes on. His second plate appearance. This is where Evan Gattis was hitting in the DH slot. Worth grounded out to shortstop to end the 7th inning. And Danny's had a tough go as well, hitting 189. And he was flat out tearing it up at AAA. He was hitting 340 at the time of the call up. 8 dingers, 36 RBIs, leading the PCL in on base percentage. 5th in OPS. He's pretty much doing it all, and it was consistent right from day one.
Yeah, he earned the right to get the call up here. Just inconsistent at bats sometimes lead to some tough numbers. These guys that bounce from the big leagues to AAA, sometimes it feels like every at bat is the end of the world. Just fighting for your life, and that's not a comfortable spot to be in when you're standing in the box facing big league hitting.
Well, even when you're in the midst of a scuffle like Colby Rasmus is going through, it can feel that way. One-two count. Jake Marisnick waits on deck. And Jake in his lone at bat has a double and scored a run. Started that 2-run rally in the 8th. Nobody's on base. I'm trying to tell Schuster.
Yeah, there's deliberate, and then there's Schuster.
All right. Still 2-2 to Danny. Here we go. Check of the runner and the 2-2.
I'm not laughing.
Yes, you are.
I'm laughing at you.
What'd you see here?
I didn't see a swinging strike. Like he held up to me.
So a strikeout of Danny Wirth, second out of the inning. It brings up Marisnick.
CB Buckner on the call.
With that double in the 8th inning, Jake Marisnick right on the 200 mark. Oh, and 2. The Astros have struck out 9 times today. And again, just 7 hits for the 5 runs. Hit on the left side, diving stop at third. Healy with that throw, not in time. It's the second hit on the day for Jake Marisnick, and that is nice to see.
Sure, they're going to take a look at this in the Oakland Athletics dugout, but good hustle by Jake Marisnick. Nothing coming easy. Mark Kotsay on the horn with his video crew trying to see if Jake beat this out.
I don't think
nothing there says turn it over.
Yeah, you're right. Jake Marisnick 2 for 2, a double and a single. He's aboard as Jason Castro comes to the plate.
There's a pulse.
Well, you get out of the 100s in July. Much better place to be. And if you're wondering, that has the average at 206 for Jake. Down the right field side. Reddick on the move in the corner and can't come up with it. Here comes Marisnick around third. He scores easily into third base. Jason Castro has an RBI triple. And it's now 6-0 Houston.
Castro getting on the triples train. Reached out there, got around that pitch from Schuster. Had a tough AB against Schuster before this, but here puts it in a great location. Just lofting it down that line. Again, the sun has been wreaking havoc on outfielders all day long. Josh Reddick has been playing in this ballpark for a long time, understands that, gave it his best effort, but just was unable to come up with it. Jake's speed allows him to come around and score. Beautiful.
Well, the Astros add 1 here in the 9th inning. 9 Houston hits now. George Springer hits it in the air deep down the right side. Reddick battling, can't make the play off the wall. That brings another run to the plate. RBI double Springer. And it's 7-0 Houston.
That's just not nice. They're picking on Josh Reddick out there now. Ball hit well off the bat of George Springer. Like the aggressiveness, and I like the fact that the Astros are getting some insurance runs here.
Number 9, Marwin Gonzalez.
That was the Castro fly ball. This is George Springer off the bat, hit pretty well, deep enough. Continuing to drift.
And by the way, that's a really good right fielder.
Yeah, extremely good.
He's looking into that sun, and I think he's battling as much as anybody right now. George Springer has been showing a lot of that pop recently to right field.
Yeah, that bomb yesterday going to dead center.
Number 9, Marwin Gonzalez.
Marwin Gonzalez at the plate. Is that first inning bunt single. He's also drawn a walk today. Talked about Schuster being maybe tough to see, and I think Marwin would agree with that.
Marwin from both sides of the plate kind of has that tough time with those sweeping sliders at his back foot.
popped up, shallow in center field. It's now Semien taking over and making the play, and that'll do it. The Astros add 2 more in the 9th inning. As we go to the bottom of the 9th, 7-0 Houston. Two runs on the board in the 8th, 2 more in the 9th inning, and really nice to see. And Josh Reddick and a number of guys out here today defensively probably saying, where's that marine layer when you need it?
Oh, no doubt. Like we talked about, Josh Reddick, a very good right fielder, just getting abused out there with some of those fly balls into the sun.
There it is.
It's coming.
You know, there aren't many pop flies over there right now, I don't think. Yeah, anyway, we're in the bottom of the 9th inning. Chris Devenski is going to try to finish things up. A's send their 4, 5, and 6 hitters to the plate. And there's a pop fly.
Oh boy.
It's battle time for Marwin. Down the line, can't get there. Even though it's not windy, has a little bit of that candlestick feel right now.
If I told you that I hated pop flies as a player, hated them.
You have mentioned that before.
Oh. And then you add conditions like this into the mix. Ooh, forget it.
Yeah, you see no wind at all.
It's blowing straight down.
Yeah, that's what it is.
There's the right field corner.
There was something about Candlestick beyond the wind. It just felt like the ball went 12 miles high.
And all over the place.
Yeah. And that was the wind portion of the program. But it was tough.
It was extremely tough. Was it tough behind the plate when the ball was popped up behind home plate?
My gosh.
You get spun around a couple times.
Try to drop the mask down by my feet so I'd trip. Shallow in right field for Springer. Look at this going on.
Man.
There's, you know, and that's what I was talking about earlier in the game. Battle it. Yeah, everybody's going to have a tough time, but win that battle in the end.
Yeah, it is so hard. It feels like you're underneath that fly ball for a good 20 minutes just trying to block out the sun and stay in the position where you can see the baseball. It is so tough today.
Getting a game like this where you just can't find the fly balls.
That was actually a very, very good, fundamentally sound play from George Springer.
See George at the end after he caught it. You could see he said something probably to Jake Marisnick like, please, come on, I'm done. I don't need any more of that. But where are the ground balls when the sun's out like this? Stephen Vogt at the plate is 1 for 3. That's a 1-1 count. Yes, somebody says, I bet catching Niekro at Candlestick was less than fun. Yeah, catching Niekro was less than fun anytime, but
in a perfectly good covered stadium.
It only became fun after 9 innings and he picked up a W.
Yeah, speaking of that, you and Ray Fosse, man, you guys have got some messed up knuckles.
He is gnarly, that's for sure. Springer again, but facing the other way, a much easier play. Fly balls to right galore here in the 9th inning. 2 outs, 1 out away. There's Ray Fosse. Looks like a normal human being, but you don't see his hands.
Oh, man. But if you go shake his hand, he will absolutely punish you if you're not ready for that handshake.
Be ready. He's a strong man. Yonder Alonso, the last line of offense for the Oakland A's. Fouls it down the left side. Chris Devenski 1 out away. For the Astros, gunning for win number 51 against 44 losses. And 2 strikes now. Texas Rangers play tonight at Anaheim. We'll have to wait and see how they do.
That Raleigh Fingers is catching on around here, huh?
Yeah, you wondered, did Daniel Mingden bring that back to Oakland? By the way, just for those wondering, it was Dennis Eckersley with the win in the race today. Foul ball, that'll land untouched. And by the way, also, those mounds are really tough in this ballpark. Mounds down either side. Outfielders and infielders get in that area and looking up at the baseball, running a sprint.
That reminds me of playing in Montreal where our bullpens were on in foul territory, but the mound actually got onto fair territory.
That's going to do it right there. A strikeout of Alonso. Chris Devenski, a 1-2-3 9th inning. Very nice to see. 7-0. The Astros able to hang on and win today. Take 1 out of 3, 3 out of 6 on the road trip, and head back home to face the Angels and the Yankees. Carlos Correa picking up 3 ribbies today. But Doug Fister really coming up with a big one. And a win the Astros absolutely needed here in Oakland. Again, that final today, 7-0 Astros over the Oakland A's.